Oh boy, second channel time. I'm so excited to film this video. So here's the deal. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm gonna try to tell you off the top. I have no idea what the thumbnail or the title is gonna be. So you'll find that out before I do, possibly, maybe. No, I'd probably still figure it out first. But anyway, um, concept of this video. The reason I turned the camera on is because I am actually hitting a little bit of momentum, so that's good. I am clearing my backlog of content deliverables. I'm trying to figure out my business life, and I'm trying to do like a bunch of other things. It's going well. The content's rolling. All things are good. I mean, why worry or feel bad? It takes as much energy to be happy as sad. So whatever. I just made that up, by the way, that rhyme. But anyway, not the point of the video. The actual point of the video is I all of a sudden this afternoon, I don't know exactly what happened. I've been in content mode, like I said. I've been editing some videos actually. I've been filming some, post them on the channel. And I also though need to get if I'm going to do the agency thing, I need to get it to I need to finish the rebrand and I need to get it to a place where it's minimum viable, right? A couple nights ago, I was in Etch and I was trying to build out some of the things. And I'll go screen share now. I'll go and show you exactly what's going on. A lot of things to show you here. A lot of things to go through. I was in Etch and I was looking at the Motive 11 website and I was thinking, I don't really care. Like I want it to look good, but like I'm not a designer. I'm not going to design this thing first. I'm not going to pay anybody to design any of this shit. I'm good. Been building websites for a long time. I could put together something, you know what I mean? I can develop obviously something in Etch, with all the stuff that I have. So, but like I start doing this and I'm thinking like there is a lot of pieces, right? I'm not trying to shortcut this, but that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm not telling you to look at this like, oh, this is the website, this is where it's going. But this is where I started. I gave it like, a half hour of time and I was like, okay, let me just stop for a second because it was like midnight. And I'm thinking, I really need to do this. Like this needs to get done. So I have something to send people to and so they can see it and they can, whatever, like, potential like send people somewhere. But then that stopped. I had to do some other things like the next couple days or whatever. And then today I saw a tweet from Julian Galuzzo over at MemberStack and simple tweet that said something like Gemini 3 is the best thing that he's found for creating UIs. I was like, okay. So I just banked that. I didn't do anything. That was earlier this morning. I was editing a video. I was doing some other stuff. Okay, so I banked that. And then I had some downtime this afternoon before this next meeting that I have, and I was like, let me just look into that. Okay. And there's a lot of motifs that I want to touch on in this short chat that I have with you. But it's me just going through the progressions here. So the first thing that I did, I would love to do this more because I think this is cool to kind of see how I think, but also like, it's partially entertaining, but it's partially educational. The first thing I was like, okay, Gemini 3. Okay. I have Gemini down here as a little web app thing. So I was like, okay, can I go in here and just start I just, did this as like a test prompt. Is this Gemini 3? Is this where it's at? Well, no, I don't think you can do it from here. This is just the actual the chat thing. So I was like, okay, so that's obviously not going to help me. Okay, cool. So then I just did a quick YouTube search and I found this guy. What did I do here? I said UI design AI Gemini, whatever. And I found this guy, 6-minute video from yesterday. This is a different video. It's kind of like a condensed one. I don't know. This guy's kind of interesting.
Guys, Gemini 3 is
Stop. Okay. So this is an interesting video. I mean, I would encourage you to watch it, I guess. But it's basically it's using AI Studio for AI Google Studio right here. Okay. And I will come back to that in a second. But, he's talking about how you can do interactive things. And then it at some point, gets to this point where he's talking about these just one-shotting prompts and getting these websites, right? Okay, cool. Now I want to stop. Okay. If you're from the WordPress scene, if you're from the main channel, I'm not saying that I'm going to do this. I'm not going to say that I'm going to start one-shotting websites and selling them. Although there is another point of discussion to be had around that where everyone is doing this. I'm not saying they're making money and selling websites like that, but everybody, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of hype around this, obviously. But I'm trying to get past the hype, and I'm trying to actually think like there is some level of utility in this. I'm not saying that you could just utilize it, but like I'm starting to develop my own opinion that this shit is not useless. It's not like it's fucking completely transformative entirely right now. I hate how these people keep saying, "Oh, it's like leveling the playing field on coding." It's like, yeah, it is, but do you know what the fuck you're doing? Like, it's kind of concerning, you know. Like, I'm so in the middle of that argument. It's like really cool that I could one shot, you know, I could like literally. I'm jumping around here, but let me show you exactly what I did. Right. So the other day when I was doing all that, when I was doing this right here manually in Etch for the most part. Like there was some patterns that I took from the patterns at Etch website, and then I threw that in there. And like, you know, I love like understanding how like components work and all this sort of stuff, right? So I put the pattern in there, but I was like, okay, well, I need copy. I know what I want to convey, but I'm not gonna. This is another opinion that I hold. I'm not like I don't know if you could call me a copywriter, but I know what the fuck I want to say, and the AI knows how to write English. So it's like I'm going to give the AI a shit ton of context and it can boil it down and then give me some examples and then I can do it. So I'm absolutely not of the opinion anymore that you need like a copywriter for every single piece of text that you put on a website. That's not my opinion at all whatsoever anymore. That I don't know. Like I just don't believe that. I mean, I would have more of a conversation around it, I guess, but like I don't think we're at that point anymore. Like I know English, I know what I want to convey. The AI, these LLMs can write English and they can comprehend what I'm saying and distill it. So and make it, you know, pop or catchy or whatever. But you know, so um that's definitely one that's definitely losing some luster for sure. A trade that's losing luster. So that aside, though, what I was doing was the other day I was in ChatGPT and I was like, I was just doing it like, you know, via text. I was like kind of going back and forth, doing like giving a bunch of things, like giving some examples and being like, hey, can you help me to basically copyright some of these things, lay out stuff a little bit, but basically copyright it and showing these different sections, all this. So this is like kind of though we're entering this weird, like, I don't want to call it dystopian because it is probably like the next version of the world where uh, just understand what I'm doing here. I'm in one fucking LLM and I have it and given the context, and I'm in ChatGPT the most, so it has all the context, right? So then I say to ChatGPT today, I was like, hey, I want to go over to Google Gemini because it's really good with UI. Take everything we've talked about and give me a prompt for the other LLM. It's like I'm using one LLM to create something to go use in the other LLM. I mean, I'm starting to feel a little that's like where I get a little dystopian-esque. Like, I mean, what are we even doing now? I mean, we're just ping-ponging shit back and forth. But anyway, at some point I guess I just need to get over that. So anyway, so then I copy that whole thing. And then I go over to Google AI Studio and I find out how to do this. You just come into like you go into AI Studio, you go into like build, and then you can start one here or whatever. And this is the I guess this is the one that I was working on. Is all seemingly free. I mean, this is a Google Workspace account. Try it on a Gmail, try it on whatever. I don't know. It said something about tokens somewhere. I don't know the pricing on any of this. I don't talk like I talked to Matt Medeiros about it. Sounds like he's having to remortgage his house to fucking spend money on these fucking LLMs. I don't know how much this shit costs. I haven't paid anything as I know of yet. I don't know if they. I mean, they have my credit card like in Google, so I don't know. But anyway, this is Google. This now I'm triggering every device in my house. Don't do that. Can't say the G word around here. Anyway, so I put in this prompt, right? I literally just copy and paste that in, and then in one shot, this is what it gives me. So again, I'm trying to have like in this video, like I'm trying to cover like technical aspect of it. I'm also trying to cover like philosophical, psychological aspect of what exactly is going on here. And it's a mind fuck. Like it really is. I don't actually like talking about it. I mean, I do, but I don't because it's exhausting. But like this is standard. Like I thought this was going to be way better than this, to be completely honest with you. And obviously, like I can't wrap my fucking head around the people that hear this, that you can do it with this. And like, what do you do after this? Like, you know, if you weren't using it kind of in the mindset that I was to kind of like test, look at it, and then see if it could help me design wise, what would you do next? Like, would you just click this download app button? What does this do? I don't even know what this does. It just opens it. I have a zip now, and yeah, what am I gonna do now? What would I do with that? Can I upload that to a server somewhere? Am I gonna have to go look at a tutorial? Not me specifically, but like, would you go look at a tutorial then and then figure out how to do that? I could save it to GitHub. I guess you could deploy it. How does that even work? Create a project. So is this how people are building websites and everything now? Like building apps and all sorts of shit? I mean, so from an efficiency standpoint, way faster. Obviously, it took a minute, right? 23 seconds. But like that's just kind of weird to me. Like, I mean, it's obviously weird to me. I don't know the code. I don't know how to like, change anything. But I mean, apparently people are literally managing code bases just like this. I'm wondering if I, assume because I'm trying to play a game here, right? I'm trying to play a game of like, if I was, I mean, let's just do this, whatever. I'll try to throw some random shit in here while I'm doing it. Because my my points of all this are actually a couple of different things. One, the vibe coding thing, right? And this fucking guy over here, like he's literally AI for non-techies. Stole Adam Prizer's thing probably. I don't know. But like, like that's a good way to think about it. It's just like, what do you do then? Like where do you go from here? Um, like where do we go from here? Like what are we gonna do now? Like are like it used to be like people would learn things, I feel like, and then they would start with things and they would learn more about them. I just feel like this is so far abstracted at this point that you don't need to know anything. And I mean, maybe that's fine. Maybe I don't, So just added this testimonial section. Did it change anything else? Because that's the experience that I've always gotten with more text based stuff. I guess it didn't change anything else. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just concerning to me, to be honest. Um, yeah, so whatever. But anyway, I guess we'll come back to that in a second. So anyway, he's like looking at these different things, and honestly, like the website that he came up with here, that it came up with for him, I felt was like really similar to the one that uh it came up with for the one that I put together. Um, it's all just standard. Like that's the other thing is like, is this shit all just gonna look the same now? I mean, I know it's like prompting, is in your input, output type shit, but I don't know, just felt kind of like super similar, I guess, with the one shot situation. But then, okay, the last thing I want to hit on here though is that I want to utilize this more in a sense. I want to reframe the way that I think about this. The way that I want to reframe this is that, and this boils into the next point, so I'll try to like articulate this. Maybe go big for a second. I have too much content out there, and I have too much like knowledge and not necessarily opinion, but I have too much of that out there. I'm not like a random person that just woke up one day as like, I just want to start vibe coding random apps and do whatever that like. I have no problem. One of my best skills is to turn on the microphone of ChatGPT and just talk into that fucking thing, as an example, right? If you are built like that, where you don't have a problem articulating, you don't have a problem understanding, processing, like what in the website side of things, like what looks good and like what you want to convey. If you don't have a problem trying to figure out what you want to convey, right? Some people do. If you don't have that problem, then this is actually extremely powerful, because if you just give this shit, I mean, here's the best way that I've thought to describe these tools. They're just fucking assistants. Like they're workers. They're like W-2 or contracted employees for you. And they just do what you tell them. Generally, obviously, I'm not saying like it's perfect, but I'm saying like generally that's what it is. It's actually, I've said this before, it actually has helped me, I think, be like a more manager minded, even though I'm talking to a machine. It's like, here's what I want you to do. I need to explain it to you like you are a human so you know how to do it. And then you just go do it. And maybe it's not perfect. And then we need to refine it, right? So I think in a lot of ways, like being a good prompt engineer or whatever, or working with the AI tools is super helpful in that way. If you think of it like that, and if you work through it like that. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, now you're just creating shit that you don't necessarily, potentially you don't know how to manage and maintain, which is concerning. Um, but I guess maybe you get over that hurdle at some point. Maybe I want to know how many people are learning to code via vibe coding. I just don't feel like that's like a lot of people. And I feel like there's some examples that we could probably pull that were different before, and now they're exacerbated because it's the levels of abstraction have gotten to such immense heights and such immense depths that it's just a totally different fucking world now with this whole thing. So now I'm not super concerned for myself because I still seek to have an understanding and whatever. I just don't know how the world's going to continue to fare after this. I mean, maybe this will just be like a section of rockiness and some slop, and then it'll even out. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. But yeah, so now let me give you all that context, and then the other big point that I want to hit on here, and I think this is more pertinent. And that was all generally applicable stuff. This is very specific to me, potentially to you as well, and it comes right off the back of that in a lot of ways. Okay, I'm not trying to put people on blast. I don't even know these people, but here we go. So let me paint this picture again. I'm in the middle of doing this, right? And I'm like looking at this, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, if I could snap my fingers right now, and this thing, something like this, that's fucking form is ridiculous, but like something like this is in Etch or something, like something that I could manage, right? Which I could probably get it to do that by just like copying the code or whatever. But my point is, let's say that I had this, right? Let's say even I did this just for the design and then I did it in Etch or whatever, right? Let's say that I have this over here, okay? That I could prompt something and then I ultimately have it in a way that I can manage. I started to think then, is this even like how valuable? We're getting a little meta here. How valuable even is this anymore? Like, is this type of website and this type of thing, like obviously there's value to it, but in the given situation that I'm talking about, where I'm trying to sell a service, in my specific position, I am somebody that's extremely outward. I'm not trying to just sell something based off of like paid ads and no presence on the internet whatsoever. Is this really the best way for me to sell stuff? Meaning, I'm not saying I shouldn't have a website necessarily. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like the traditional way of like, oh, this is a homepage. These are exactly the sections based on like what I said and the AI and all the stuff. Like this is exactly what you would expect on a website. Da 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 da. Like, is this really the way to sell nowadays? I think the answer is kind of, but not always. Now, what I mean is, one, people aren't just flooding to your website. Obviously, these are the. I heard this somewhere. The websites are the off ramps or the exits of the highway, and the highway of the internet now, obviously, is social media and stuff like that. It's not even really Google anymore. It's like these other things. So that's like one thing, but that's a huge other topic. But I feel like it's self-explanatory. But this is what I meant, right? I thought in my head, because I've been paying attention more and more to other people on YouTube as an example. Now, I'm not a great example because I'm not talking directly to the audience, to this audience of people that would want websites, but let's put that aside for a second because that's a separate problem. But let's say that you are on YouTube, which I am, and you are constantly on social media and you're developing an audience. Let's say that I wanted to sell to that audience again for the purposes of this example. Like, is it helpful to have even something like this? Like, how impactful is this? I mean, we could look at the analytics or whatever, but like my point is like, how impactful is all of this? Like, how impactful is it? Like, how many people are coming to the website to see all these different things? I'm not saying get rid of all of it, but I'm saying like, is this the best place to send people? Well, even in traditional things, it's the best place to send somebody that is interested in your service is probably not your homepage. Like it's probably not, right? So, okay, we're kind of on the right direction there. But then I was just thinking of random examples. And this is the guy that comes to mind, one of the guys that come to mind, Ed Lawrence. Don't know if you've ever seen him. He's like, I don't even understand exactly what the fuck Ed Lawrence does. He had this film booth channel, and I think it was like how to make films almost. And then I feel like he started a new channel under his name, and it's basically how to like be a YouTuber effectively, mission to help businesses, generate sales from YouTube. Okay, so I guess how to help people build businesses from YouTube. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. So my point here though is like his calls to action, right? Like this is the type of shit that I'm paying attention to a lot more now. Is like what are people that are successful? What are they doing in between the lines in the meta of everything? Fuck the videos, okay? Like I get the videos all the time, right? I'm subscribed to Ed Lawrence, but like it doesn't matter who it is. Like it pops up in your feed or whatever. You get the videos. It's probably going to be all the same shit or very close to it because that is how successful YouTubers do it. You just put up like 100 videos that are all pretty much saying the same fucking thing in different ways. And eventually, because of the way the algorithm works, like they will percolate into the right hands. Like maybe this one won't get into somebody and won't land with somebody, but this other one will. Like, I mean, that's boring business and that's how it's supposed to go, which I've never been good at until I'm slightly getting a little bit better now, but still not great. But anyway, that's pretty much what this is. Okay, that's pretty much what this grid of videos is, and what like Ed Lawrence as an example is doing here. But then what happens in the meta? What happens in between all of this? What happens when like the rubber meets the road, and it's like, okay, well now we like you can make money a little bit off of the YouTube videos for sure, but Ed Lawrence is not making money as a YouTuber. He's making money some other way. Well, in this case, like work with me, okay, this film booth thing, and then this rev track, right? So film booth, okay, it's like, well, I don't know what this is. Like, what is this? Maybe you would have heard it in someone, maybe you would have pitched you a little bit in some of your videos, but this is literally the fucking page that he sends you to. Okay. So if you are a web designer, I'm not sure what you're going to think when you scroll through this page. I could assume that you're going to think, well, the first thing I see, I don't know if you can really see it on the screen, it's this weird ass gradient that kind of like hurts my eyes to look at because it has like, you can see the banding in it. The font, this might be Montserrat, which I'm a fan of, but is pretty basic, I will say. It's just a tight landing. It's just like a tight looking landing page. There's nothing, I mean, I'm not a designer, but there's nothing good about this design at all, really. I mean, it's, some urgency with the banner, cool, whatever, but it's a sales page, right? It's a sales landing page. Fine. Okay. But like, this is probably though, like this guy makes more money than I do. If I had a YouTube audience, which I do, and I'm selling stuff to that YouTube audience, not Motive 11 specifically, but other stuff, like this is probably what you want them to fucking land on, because this is like so much more direct. You don't give them any options. It's like this, I just made a video. I told you about some shit. You're excited about that shit. I told you where to go, and you go here. And I know I'm like describing a landing page, but my whole point of what I'm saying is that I just don't really know how, like if I had no website right now, I'd probably build a landing page before I built whatever the fuck is over here. Like what is here? Okay, this is ass anyway, but like it's no disrespect to this guy, obviously, but like this, but like what is this? This isn't even a website. This is just whatever. So my point is like he's kind of illustrating my point is why are we like, maybe the idea should be if you don't, and I'm kind of building the business model of Motive 11 moving forward to kind of be like this, because I have a lot of people that come to me and they're like, hey, I want a website, but I have no fucking money. It's like, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. And it's like, you probably don't need a website. You probably need like a sales page. I mean, Christ, another example is like acquisition.com, which I can't spell. Acquisition.com. Like, I don't know what this is like now. Okay, it's a little different now. For the longest time, this wasn't even a fucking website. It was just like you landed here and it was just like a calculator or something, or like maybe it's still on here somewhere. I'm sure it is. It's probably like their main thing still, but
let me ask you a question.
Okay, easy. It was just like something where you just go through and you answer some questions.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay. All right, easy. Well, I don't know. It's scary. Anyway, but that's what I mean is like these big players, I don't know how they got there, but they didn't get there with a fucking website. like you, I'm not saying to get rid of websites. I'm just trying to read between the lines a little bit more on this stuff, because this is a personal thing. My problem is I get to this place where I hyper overanalyze and over index for like, oh, this has got to be an incredible website with like 15 pages on it and all this fucking data and all this shit. It's like, I like building that. I like organizing and doing all that, but that's not going to get you sales. It's not. It's like language. It's social proof. I mean, in a lot of ways, it literally is as simple as this. Like it's very direct, specific language. It's a little bit of social proof here, and then like the testimonial thing for sure. Like social proof is huge. I'm gonna go back to the Ed Lawrence's guy thing in a second, and then a little bit of who you are and what you do, and be very clear with what you do, right, and how you can help. And again, the other thing is like not talking about yourself, talking about like the other person and their pain. But look at this fucking page, dude. Like this page. Look at the scroll bar. I mean, it is just a shit ton of fucking like I was gonna say trash. It's not trash. It's like good stuff. It doesn't look good at all. I mean, like a designer wouldn't tell you this looks good. So it's just like it's hard for me to really think about. It's hard for me to really wrap my head around this. I mean, again, no shade. It's built with Elementor, and it's just like weird gradient squares and black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? Like from a design perspective and like even a UI in general, like there's nothing great here at all. I guarantee you there's like, I'd be shocked if there's any dynamic data or anything like that. Like it's just not, maybe there's dynamic data, but like, it's just not nothing. There's nothing like special about any of this. And again, I'm trying when I get into this mode, it's not that I'm trying to diss on this because who am I to diss on this? It's really to remind myself that it doesn't need to be fucking special. Like it literally it's like 4 ingredients. There's only 4 ingredients or like I haven't figured it out. There's like a couple ingredients on here. It's like this is really important, and this is one of my main things. Is like I knew that this guy had this even before I clicked on it. It's like a landing page with a fucking video on it, and it's like you just came from a video most of the time, unless you click on that or whatever. But like you probably have seen this guy or me or whatever on a video. Why am I trying to shove like even on Motive 11? Like why am I trying to shove all of my prowess and the things that I know into fucking strict text? Into a UI when I could just put a fucking video of me saying and showing my my stuff off. Even on my website. Like I used to have a video on my website a long time ago. Like why the fuck don't I have that? I know this is here, but this is kind of separate. Like why I'm stupid. Like I don't know why I didn't do that. Like it's called a VSL. It's a video sales letter. Like it's the thing to do. Like why am I not doing that? Like I don't know. Social proof. I don't know what this is called, but it's like empathy, right? Um, humble brag, social proof, sort of, right? That's it. All it is a ton of social proof. There's an offer somewhere in here. I don't know. I mean, it's somewhere. Whatever the offer is somewhere. And then I mean, look at these they're just fucking screenshots. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, it's so I'm not saying this guy is making the most money in the world. I'm just saying it's like I know that like this type of stuff is what you need to do. And then just another random thing is like RevTrack. Like this is a SaaS product, and again, like this could have been AI generated. Like I know it's built with Elementor, but it could have been AI generated. Like it's just it's not anything crazy, you know. Um, it's really like nothing special. So here's the reason I'm saying all this, okay? The reason I'm saying all this is because I'm having a fucking identity crisis in some ways. It's like my whole skill that I had was predicated off of creating websites for people. And now I look at shit like this and I'm like, the website is not like it's still the hub of you, like in some way, like for sure. Like you should still have a domain name, you still have a website. I mean, even though there's a lot of fucking people that don't leverage a website whatsoever and they make millions and billions of dollars, but that's slightly beside the point. But my thing is like there's artists without websites, there's actors without websites. What's Mr. Beast's fucking website like? You know what I mean? Like I know there's like specific niches, and if you're not dealing with those, then it's different. Um but like, I just I'm having this I'm getting over the identity crisis because I don't fucking care anymore, and we need to continuously make revenue, like, that needs to be the goal. But I'm just trying to say this because if you're in this boat, because I could guarantee there's a lot of people in this boat. If your identity or part of your identity, like your skill was wrapped up or your agency was wrapped up in building websites, it's over. Like, it's over. That cannot be the thing anymore. Like, there's no way it can be the thing anymore because it doesn't fucking matter anymore, or it matters way less. Like, it matters way, way, way less than it did before because there's just not enough. Like, again, we're looking at websites here that objectively don't look fucking good. Do they work? I mean, I guess they work. I didn't click on every button, but like, I mean, I guess they work. Okay. They're not slow or what, they're not super slow or whatever. But even that, it's like, you know, stuff's going to continuously get faster. It's not like that's going to even be a fucking problem. So it's like, it works and it's navigatable and it's not like the ugliest thing whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it burns your eyes. Those are like the only things now that really matter. I'm not saying that there's not value in a nice website. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like the game, the rules have changed. You know what I mean? It's 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 just totally different now. And it makes me super, and I think this is the underlying thing of why I've wanted to rebrand to Motive 11. Well, I hate the name Find a Tech. So like Motive 11, like that was definitely a good decision. But I'm saying, I have Matt Medeiros pushing me and he's like, "Hey, are you going to do this or you're not going to do this?" Well, I think the underlying thing and the underlying reason why I don't want to do this is because we were building websites before. And it's like, I could still build your website. We could still do that. It's still valuable. But like, there's so many other fucking things that I just feel like as I'm selling a website or as I'm telling you about a website, like we should probably be doing. And again, we could do those as well. It's just like, I don't know. It's just a weird, it's a me problem, but it's like a weird thing. It's why are we, how have we gotten here? First of all, how did we get here so fast? But also, what is valuable now? And there's this weird like haze over it all. It's like, oh, should we just be fucking vibe coding apps for every fucking thing that we need to do? I don't think that's the fucking solution. But like it's not just straight up websites anymore. It's generating revenue, and a lot of it is using AI and automation to make that happen. And that's another one. Is like, why am I sticking specifically in web design skills and not looking into those other things, which I personally am not. I'm not that AI video that I just watched there. That was like one of the only ones that I've watched in the last like few months. Like, what am I fucking doing? Like, why wouldn't I look over there? I mean, obviously, okay, we're still really far ahead. Okay, I mean, like I say this, and it's like we're in a small bubble, and I feel like I'm last. I'm like the dumbest kid in the smart class, right? So it is a little bit of that, right? But it's still the reality of the situation. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why aren't we going that way? Like, why wouldn't I look into more of that? Why wouldn't I play around with more of that to my own self, for potentially for clients, whatever? And yeah, I mean, I just feel like I should, you know. It's just got to make money, because then it goes back to the other thing. It's like, well, the website thing is dying. Okay, like it's not dead. It's not going to die necessarily, but it's dying in the sense of like just having a web design agency or whatever. But it does make money. It still makes money. So it's like you kind of got to balance like what is making money versus what you have to learn and what you think could make money in the future. And that's really that's the crux of the whole thing for me right now. So yeah, I'm happy that I talked about this. I'm happy that that I'm putting it out there just because like that these are the things that I'm learning literally right now. Action items obviously can obviously finish Motive 11, but do it in a way where I don't want to build a website. I don't even want to say website, to be honest, anymore. I don't want to say website. I don't want to say I'm going to build a Motive 11 website. I was saying that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it. It is a website, but I'm gonna build a sales page. I'm gonna build a landing page. I'm gonna put a fucking VSL on there. I'm actually probably gonna end up doing the same thing for my other thing. And I'm gonna have the skills to build really good websites, and I want to do that, but I can't start there with my own shit anymore. And it's really not gonna fucking move the needle. Like, if you throw all that shit on your website and you have all that stuff there, there's other people just not doing that. Now, I know they're not in the business of web design, but I think that the being in the business of web design and having that skill is actually a blessing and a curse because you like want to make your shit really good and you want to make it like robust and stuff. I used to think maybe clients would be like, "Oh, this website's like there's a lot of stuff on this website. That's really cool. He could do that for me." It's like, I don't know if that's really the case. Like, I think you could do the same with just a sales page and just like again, verbiage, video, stuff to build trust that way rather than just like, you know, the world is just changing so much and everybody's goddamn YouTube channel is just their name, right? And myself included, but like it's just their name and then you're like supposed to know what they do or like whatever. Everybody that I'm subscribed to, literally, it's like a name. It's mostly first name, last name. Like it's fucking scary actually. Um I mean it's cool in a lot of ways, but it's also basically just everybody's name, which is actually hilarious. Um and so weird. So we're just entering this new world where everybody has a fucking brand and everybody has something to say. And there's a whole nother video topic about like who's actually fucking worth paying money to and who's not. I don't want to be the guy. I really don't want to be the guy that doesn't do shit like that, like says shit and then doesn't actually do anything. Like doesn't provide a service, doesn't provide a product. Is just totally fully info and just like not snake oil, but like it's like I wanna be able to say that, like, that's, another reason with the agency stuff, I feel like, because it's a real skill and something that we can provide value for, so, yeah, I don't know, navigating, but, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I don't wanna ramble anymore, but I guess go try Google AI Studio. I don't know. I mean, it seems pretty cool. I'd like to try it more. It's just like I have to balance the things that I know work versus the stretch goals or the things that I want to try to do more of. So, um, yeah, hopefully this was somewhat helpful. Let me know down in the comments below, and yeah, I'll talk to you in the next one.